Have you ever found yourself loving someone through choices that honestly kinda scare you, or across a distance that just plain aches? It's such a tough spot to be in. Well, that's what we're diving into today, a different kind of love. One that doesn't just survive that kind of pressure, but can actually grow stronger because of it. We're talking about what the source material calls the root system of love. You know, the source material paints this picture that I think a lot of us can recognize. That quiet house, the phone calls that feel so careful, so surface level. It's that feeling of loving someone who is now on a path you can't walk for them. It's this deep, profound sense of distance, even when you're technically still connected. And this right here really gets to the heart of the pain, doesn't it? It's that shift. You go from being the one who could put a Band-Aid on a scraped knee to, well, now you can only hope and pray from afar. You're left with this heavy, heavy concern for someone you simply cannot fix. But here's the turn. Right in the middle of all that ache, the love doesn't just shut down. It stretches. It waits. It holds on. This source material describes this so beautifully. It's a love that breaks your heart open, not closed. Instead of making you build up walls, it actually expands your capacity to love. It makes your heart big.
So what makes this kind of love so resilient? Here's the thing. It's not powered by our feelings, which can change in a second. It's not sustained by everyone agreeing on everything. And it's definitely not dependent on the outcomes we want. It's pulling from a much, much deeper well. It is rooted. And this is the exact kind of love the Bible is talking about when it mentions the fruit of the Spirit. So let's dig into this idea of a different kind of fruit by exploring what the source calls the orchard metaphor. Okay, so the starting point is this verse from Galatians. The fruit of the Spirit is love. Now, I want you to pay really close attention to that word fruit. It's not an accident. It's not just a throwaway word. It is the key to this entire idea. And this slide just nails it, right? I mean, you can't just take an apple and some duct tape and stick it on a branch and say, look, fruit. That's just forcing an outcome. Real fruit, that's the natural result of a branch being deeply, fundamentally connected to its life source, the tree. And it needs two things, that connection and time. So here's the big paradigm shift. This kind of enduring, powerful love isn't about you trying harder, gritting your teeth, and just manufacturing it through sheer willpower. It's a manifestation of God's Spirit working in you as you stay connected to Him. See the difference? It's grown, not built. So if this love is a fruit, what does it actually look like in real life? This next part is all about love as a choice, and it really redefines how we think about what love is. The New Testament uses a very specific word for this, agape. Now, what's really interesting here is the distinction it makes. Agape isn't primarily a feeling, it's a decision. It is a choice to move toward another person's well-being, even when every single feeling inside you is screaming at you to pull away, to protect yourself. And when you get that, wow, that is transformative. It means love is something you can choose, even when you don't feel it. Oh, this slide is such a good gut check. Seriously. Take a look at that column on the left. Counterfeit love. It's often driven by fear, right? So it's all about protecting itself, avoiding those hard conversations, just keeping the peace. But then look over to the right, spirit-grown love. This love stays connected. It's strong enough to be both truthful and gentle. It can have boundaries while still being patient. It's not about doing what's easy. It's about doing what is truly, deeply loving. So this brings us to a moment of self-reflection. In this section, we're going to hold up what the source calls the orchard mirror and check our own root system. Let's just be honest for a second. Our love often fails, not because we don't want to love, but because we're drawing from the wrong well. We try to love from our own limited energy, our shifting moods, our deep, deep need to be understood or appreciated, and these sources, they're fragile. The second pressure gets applied, they dry up, and our love just becomes brittle. And this brings us to the fundamental shift in focus. This is the whole game right here. The goal is not to produce love through sheer effort. The goal is to stay connected to the one who grows it. That's it. When we take care of the connection, the fruit, the love, will naturally follow. So you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually do that? Well, that's exactly what this next section is about. Let's look at 3 practical steps for cooperating with this process of growing real love.
Okay, so the source gives us 3 really practical ways to cooperate with this growth. First, return to the source. Before that difficult conversation, before you send that text, just pause. Pray something simple, like, Spirit of God, grow love in me for this moment. Second, do one unnoticed act. This isn't about grand, showy gestures. It's about building the habit of love through small, consistent, real actions that no one even needs to see. And third, choose truth with gentleness. If you have to set a boundary or speak a hard truth, the goal is to do it with gentleness, not bitterness. It's proof that real strength and real softness can absolutely coexist. And that brings us to our final takeaway question, the root check. I want you to think about a recent moment when love felt hard, when you felt irritated or maybe you just wanted to withdraw. Don't judge yourself for it, just notice it. And then ask yourself this simple question you see right here. In that exact moment, what was I connected to? Was it my pride, my need for comfort, my fear? Because understanding what we're connected to is the very first step toward reconnecting to the source of love that never, ever runs dry.